You don't have to raise your hand, Karen. I know where you're at. I'm great. How are you? I would just say that that's unfortunate. I would say that in my experiences with Robert, is more than deserving, and he'll be in the Hall of Fame. I'm not in charge of deciding when that happens, and so I appreciate the relationship that I've had with him and the success as a player and now as a coach. So he's done everything that we've needed, and the support, and provided the support that we've needed as a staff and as a team. So I'm glad that he's back here and continuing to help us do things that will help the team win and ultimately allow him to be recognized.
Yeah. Paternity leave has been in the news cycle this week, with Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah taking 2 weeks to work remotely. Did that news shock you, and how do you decide when it's a good time to stop thinking about football?
Well, I don't think there's ever a time to stop thinking about football. Football's been a part of my life since I was 12 years old and started to be able to play. We do everything that we possibly can to support the people in our building, on and off the field, our coaches, and I'm really try to do everything that we can to support the men and women in our building, and that's where my focus is.
Mike, I want to ask you about Drake May, of course, a really good sophomore year, MVP candidate. What have you seen in practice that's all you've seen him have that improvement in his second year in the NFL?
Well, I think it all starts with talent. I think he's extremely talented. I think he's athletic. I think he plays the position athletically, and allows him to be accurate with the football, whether that's in the pocket or extended play. So he's a competitor. He's always trying to learn. Continues to build and develop as a leader. So that his success and his performance is a large part of why we're here.
Morning, Mike.
Hey, buddy.
Just a kind of a follow-up on Drake. He said last night that he thought he turned a corner Sunday on the flight, felt really good through at practice. Just if you can update us on how he's doing and how the illness and the shoulder are coming along.
I mean, I think that he spoke for himself on how he feels. I can't determine how he feels. I know that practice yesterday was good for him and for everybody to get out there and get moving around. We appreciate everybody at Stanford for providing us the facility that we have, and so I think we got the week off to a great start.
Good morning, Coach.
Hey, how are you?
Awesome. What's the hardest adversity you've had to overcome as a coach?
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for the question. I also appreciate everybody supporting us last night and coming out last night to ask our questions, our players' questions, and get to know them a little bit better. I think probably early on, just going from a player to a coach, having an idea of what coaching was. But, I tell this to every person I interview. Nobody's going to have a worse first interview than I did. I wasn't prepared. I sat down with Urban Meyer in front of a staff, interviewed for a position, and completely bombed it and had no idea, wasn't prepared, didn't have a teaching progression. And he gave me about 8 hours to go back in my office, and didn't sleep, didn't go home to prepare for the next day at 6 in the morning. So that's probably the first adversity that I faced, was like, am I really going to do this? And I better go back and formulate my thoughts and have a teaching progression to what I was going to do. So nobody's going to have a worse first interview than I did.
Coach, you're looking to become the 5th coach that won a Super Bowl both as a player and a head coach. You would be the only one that also has a sack and a touchdown reception, but I'm just curious, are there any lessons that you think you can instill in these guys specifically from your time as a player in these games that translate also as a head coach?
I mean, I think I always try to use every experience that I've had over the course of close to 30 years in this league, whether that's as a player or a coach, to try to help the team and help individual players do their job. So, I think you have to be ready for every situation that occurs, and the opportunities present themselves in these types of games. You only have so many opportunities to make a play, so you always have to be ready.
Coach, over here. Congratulations being here. I wanted to ask you about the storyline about the two teams that are in the Super Bowl not necessarily being the favorites at the start of the season. There's that poster where they have your two quarterbacks way back. Maybe that's symbolic. I don't know. Can you talk about...
Or either they're really far away or really close. I'm not sure which one. It depends which way you look at it.
Yeah. I want to ask you, why do you think Americans or people in general like to see underdogs do well, teams that aren't expected to do something? And was there any point during the season where you had one of these coaching talks telling your team, no one expects you to do this, prove them wrong type thing?
No, we've always tried to focus on how things are going to go right and not worry about how they're going to, what could happen and go wrong. As far as I think I would say the majority of Americans or majority of people probably are more underdogs than they are favorites. Favorites are the talented, elite top 10%, and most groups are made out of a lot of people that are average and 80%, and we're trying to make the 80% a little bit better. Talent's talent. There's a lot of things that are God-given. We try to focus on things that we can realistically improve.